Yeah.
Just and
I'll put it in your Facebook.
I'll keep an eye on it if people are putting comments in and stuff. But I just need to work out. Yeah.
Just want to see when it turns on here. There's like a pretty substantial delay.
At least I see that we're on.
There we go. All right, so looks like we're live. Hi, everybody, and welcome to our live stream. It's been a while since we've done one of these. We've swapped out Daniel for a sort of older look-alike, I think. If you don't recognize him, we have Alberto. Is it Bravin? Is that how you say that?
Bravin.
A singer from Big Train and formerly with PFM, and we're gonna get to know him a little bit and talk to him. And of course, we have Jeff and Vic here back with us. And sorry we've been gone for a while. We just ran into life and stuff happening, and we realized that maybe we can't do these every Saturday, so we're just gonna do them as we can, and in a much simpler, easier fashion. Just get up on here and chat with whoever's watching, and then if you didn't catch us live, it'll obviously be for you to watch. So I'm seeing here, are we live, guys? Are we actually live for?
Yeah, we are streaming.
Okay.
I can't.
I'm seeing it says 5 people waiting. But I see us on YouTube, so I don't know what that's about.
It's probably they got a queue reminder and they hit it, but then once it pops up on their email, they have to click on it to actually go to the stream. So people may be waiting and they just haven't noticed it.
Everybody, it's just sort of going to get there. So I don't want to talk about too much. So we'll just sit here and wait for people to join.
I can see that John Fiala from Missouri. How you doing, bud?
Got to get some of our Prog Report viewers to get back on. We left. They bailed on us. We'd stopped doing the live streams, and they went and did something else.
One of John's mugs here. So he made me a mug. He made in fact, I've got 2 of John's mugs here. In fact,
I have
John's mugs here that I use.
I have John Fiala mugs everywhere in my room.
There's a shot up there next to the ukulele with all the Fiala mugs that I've gotten.
All the mugs.
I won one mug now.
John, you're on.
John, please
get the sweatshop of kids to work, John. John teaches art to like 3rd graders.
All right.
We don't know what he's doing.
All while playing prog music. They all actually listen to progressive rock.
He teaches them about Spock's beard and Rush and.
That's nice.
Yeah,
it's impressive.
He's carrying the torch. So good to meet you, Alberto. Where are you doing this out of right now? Where are you doing the call?
Well, now I'm actually near my city that it's called Trieste, that it's in Italy. It's in the northeastern border of Italy, like near Slovenia and Croatia, like the Yugoslavia thing. And I'm actually at the barbecue with families, just here enjoying, good weather here. So just enjoying my Saturday. So good time. Yeah.
He's enjoying his Saturday until he joined us. So,
No, well, no, I was waiting for.
You actually ran into Jeff. Jeff had the amazing fortune of seeing you guys live in those special shows you did. What was it, about a month ago now? So why don't you guys talk about meeting up? That was a good story.
I mean, the great thing about Big Train is that typically after their shows, they come out and meet everybody. So that's pretty much what happened after the gig happened, and I had my tour program. I decided I wanted to get everyone in the band to sign that, and so it turns into a bit of a game of moving from one person to the other and having a quick chat. And when I eventually got to Alberto, he knew my name.
I know. I'm a big fan.
which was a bit which was quite surprising.
Oh, really?
He's well, you know, everyone who was there had just spent the last 2 hours watching Alberto on stage, so I guess that's kind of, who's the more famous. And we had a really nice conversation, and it was really nice to meet him.
Yeah.
And,
hey guys, you know what? Hold on one second. Everyone smile. I'm gonna take a quick screenshot of us and post it in the Big Train group real quick.
Oh yeah.
And let them know what we're doing. All right, carry on with your story. I apologize.
Yeah.
Right.
So and we had a great conversation, and yeah, but it didn't really start the way I expected, because let's say Alberto sort of said how much he enjoyed our podcast. So yeah, so that was very kind. It was very kind of you.
Oh no, yeah. I really follow you guys, so I really enjoy. Yeah, I just watched the Devin Townsend thing.
Oh,
so
cool. Yeah, that was a nice interview. He was so great to talk to. He's really.
Oh yeah. And yeah. Well, it was like, of course, I didn't know how the Big Train's concerts, like after the Big Train concert, what happened. But it's I think it's like normal that we just go outside and just hang out with everybody. So, and that's beautiful. That's great. So, and everybody is really, really, really cool. And so actually I had great conversation with Jeff, but with a lot of other guys. I met Pete Travis that I didn't know.
That was my other funny story, because I had been over at Morsefest where Transatlantic were playing, so I'd met Pete then, which would have been April, and then NMB and Neil Morse Band had played in London in June.
Yeah,
and I ended up in the seat beside Pete and his wife, and then Transatlantic played towards the latter end of the summer, and I met Pete again.
All right.
And then I went to the Big Train show, and Pete and Fiona came walking in, and it was like the fourth time I'd met him.
Around?
Yeah, they're living there, right? They are like from Aylesbury.
They live in
their theater. But the fun thing that will happen sometimes. But I was there with all the people, and like with my eyes, I saw Pete's there. So I tried to reach him just to say hello and just to introduce myself. So, and he was so cool. He was, oh yeah, I really enjoyed the show. How you can remember all these things. It's like, for me, Transatlantic, it's a mess. There's a lot of things to remember. So yeah, and there was like a guy that obviously he didn't recognize Pete, and just asked him to take a picture.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and we were really laughing. And I said, well, this is a story that I can like share with all my friends. Like Pete Travis take a picture of me and another guy. And I can't remember the name of the guy, but it was fantastic. Yeah.
That's great.
but there was a big turnout that night of like Jacko Jackshick was there, and
I didn't saw him. Yeah, I didn't see him.
John Young.
And John Young, yeah.
He was there too. Okay.
As well, yeah. It was sort of walking around the foyer, and I don't know. You kind of generally don't try to trouble people, but then Pete kind of walked in and was like,
well,
and he literally lives like less than a mile away from that theater. Anyone who's a Marillion fan, that theater is in the Market Square in Aylesbury, which is obviously Market Square Hero was the first Marillion single.
That's true.
That's exactly where it's about. That's
funny.
John Fiala's commented about that story about
that's a funny
someone
story.
asking at a Tool concert asking Eddie Van Halen to take a photograph of him.
That's great.
Well, yeah, it could happen. Yeah.
Cool. So what we normally do on these live streams is just talk about recent news, podcasts, new episodes, what we have going on. We're not going to do the playing music bit at the end because we don't have that set up, and but I don't think we need to do that. We can just talk and go through some stuff, and we'll just see. My goal, really, if we can do it, is to just do more, just spur of the moment kind of things like this on the channel, where if we just want to talk about something, we can hop on and do something, and that requires a little bit less setup and sort of planning and stuff like that. So bear with us as we sort of get that a little bit more underway, and we'll keep doing the other podcasts and interviews and things as we do. But sometimes, some news comes out or something, and it's like, anybody that runs things like this, you wouldn't believe how hard it is to get 5 people that live in different countries all on the same channel on a particular day. It's quite the challenge.
You got spoiled by lockdown because we all had nothing to do.
That's
and
right.
We're much more.
Yeah. Everybody was around. Now everybody has like jobs and things to do, and it's tricky.
Not like you.
No, I just sit here in front of these CDs and wait for you guys. That's pretty much it.
Spoiled. Jeff, did you just really say spoiled by lockdown?
Roy was.
If you like, I said this to Devin. I mean, as a fan, everything about lockdown was mostly shitty. But if you were just a music fan, that was one of the best parts about it was you had all these reunions and extra albums and live streams and things that bands were doing. I mean, that part of it was great. You know,
on the virtual side, yes. Yeah. On the live side,
right.
That was big.
We got stuff like Liquid Tension Experiment reunion, and Transatlantic decided they had time to make a second record of the same record because things like that happened. So.
Well, it was a time of collaborations, I think, because that maybe live was really, really difficult to get to have like contact with some people that maybe in the Zoom world or in this call world, it worked just to share things and collaborate on projects and stuff. Yeah. So it was good with that, and now maybe some collaboration just is they're continuing, so that's good.
Yeah pretty much.
I have a question really quick, following up on post shutdown and post all these incredible collaborations and everything that came together. Is there any tendency to sort of have, like you used up a lot of your inspiration, or because things were so different and you had such a different environment to inspire you, is there a bit of a letdown now that people are spending arguably less time in a studio or putting together stuff and now trying to focus more on touring? Is there any sort of creative letdown? Is there anything different about that, or is it something where just naturally it keeps going forward?
I don't know. I think it keeps going. There was like during the COVID time, I think the inspiration because it was a negative period. That most of the songs or ideas maybe came from the negative thing, just like a reaction to negative things, just writing about positive things, or the other way around. So I think it was like a lot of there was like a lot of ideas there, and now that we can finally meet and well, the working, the process of writing things, I think it's continuing like in the same way. like, because it was so like everybody have a computer, everybody have like all the things to collaborate remotely now. Like everybody, like before you have like people with no phone that you can reach just if you see him. Like it was really difficult, but then everybody was home, so everybody invested like a little bit of money to get a computer that was working, and just having a microphone, having a sort of recording, also like a small recording studio at home. Everybody can do that now. So I think it's really, really easier to, and it's what we are doing now, like with Big Train. Everybody has the possibility to record at home for the demo things. So everybody can just share ideas and share things that sounds like really good.
Yeah.
It was not just like a cassette with one guy with a guitar. It's just productions with maybe too much, maybe too much thing. But it's like that. So, and then you have like a lot of things that already sounded really, really good, that you can like meet and record it properly in a studio or in a live environment. So I think was not everything was negative. There was some positive side of this.
You had to make the best of
period.
it, and that's where we all were. You know, you just had to make the best of it.
Yeah.
You know what? While since we're talking to you already and we're finding out about some of that stuff, why don't we just continue with you a little bit before we get into the other stuff, and just I think, you know, I think there's a good amount of people that follow us that know the unfortunate story of the band and David and you coming on now, but maybe don't know the story actually how you got into the band. Yeah. So why don't you take us back a little bit and about finding out about the opportunity and what it took to get in.
Well, of course, I was following the band as a progressive rock fan, so I was aware of what happened, and Gregory Spoton just wrote me. Actually, he wrote me like on Facebook. I'm not really a social media guy, so I didn't see the message. So then he wrote me like an email. He found my email and just wrote me and said like, I'm Gregory from a band called Big Train. Are you aware of the band? I just jump off my chair. Yes, of course I know. Of course I know the band. Yes, and he just told me about David and about what happened and the decision that they wanted to continue to play with the band, with the Big Train, and he said like, we are doing some auditions, and so if you want to participate to the auditions, just ask me if I had the time to do it. And of course I said yes, with not really big hopes. Actually, I was just I didn't know how it's a really difficult situation for the band and for everybody that just have this opportunity, of course. So I said yes, and he just he knew me because he was at the PFM concert in 2015 in London.
Okay.
We played at the Dingwall in Camden Town, and he was there, and he just wrote down my name in his phone or on a paper. I don't know, just because I think he was looking for people to collaborate, like for maybe a solo album or something. So he just wrote my name, and I just stayed there in his phone for all these years. And when this happened, he just contacted me.
But you weren't the lead singer in PFM.
No. Right. I was.
So I wonder what made him think that you could be the guy.
I have no idea. Well, no, I was singing in PFM. I was singing. In PFM, there is Franz, that is the leader and the drummer and singer, like the leader of the band, and he sings all the classic songs, but we had like really different kind of voices. So he's singing like the song that he sang in the albums, and I was singing the higher songs, and for the concert there, because the PFM has also the English versions of the songs from the 70s. So so I was singing in English there.
Okay.
Yeah, and I was I was playing like keyboards, acoustic guitars, some percussions, and I was singing lead vocals for actually a lot of songs. So he just I don't know, he just liked what I did. So yeah, and the audition process was really simple. It was like he sent me like 3 songs to sing, and it was like just if you can sing 2 songs, and maybe doing a video of the song. And thanks to my wife, because I'm a little bit of perfectionist, so I could stay there for months to have the greatest performance. But my wife said, like, just do it in like as fast as you can. They just want to listen to your voice, actually, and more live performances, the better. So yeah, thanks to her. And like in 24 hours, I just sent him back like the 3 songs and videos. So I just did it really quick, and it went well. But I really didn't see it coming. It was a great opportunity just to sing those songs, and so yeah, it was fun for me, but of course it was a difficult thing. But maybe in that particular situation, like the live situations were really more difficult emotionally, and it was really difficult. It was really difficult.
Well, I was going to ask about that. Roy and I were talking during the week, and we'd seen a photograph of one of the live shows, and Roy, I think you'd commented, it's actually like, the front row with apart from Ricard, it's actually a different group of people at the front than I had seen the band on the Grand Tour in 2019. And I suppose I suppose if you think of sorry Americans, but football teams, proper football, soccer teams, or sports teams, they the players come and go and change, and it's still Manchester United or Liverpool or AC Milan or whoever. But there are different players. How was that process of being not just part of it's the band with a new singer, but it's actually a new band as well?
Well, for me, it was really helpful because, of course, I was not alone there. There was Dave, there was Claire and Oscar, of course, that just did a beautiful job there. And so we were really a new band. And so yeah, it was really helpful, and we really help each other, like just emotionally and just personally, just to be strong, just do the best that we can. It was.
And in terms of the shows, I mean, I guess and if apologies, well, there aren't any more shows for a while, so I guess I can sort of spoiler it a little bit. I mean, it was a very, very interesting selection of songs because, there was a lot of, it wasn't just a case of we go out there and play kind of the best known things. There were a lot of fairly, Snowfalls, a B-side of a Christmas single. There was a lot of kind of deep cuts in there. How did that set list come together? Was that something everyone was involved in, or was it Greg who does that, or?
Well, it's primarily it's Greg, but I think like Snowfalls in particular was I said like it's one of my favorite songs. It's really beautiful. It's like the lyrics and the thing. And when I was preparing, and I was like really hard on Greg just to asking him like everything about the British folklore and just to know what I'm singing, just to know really deeply what I was saying and what I was, and he just told me like the how the songs was born and what it's about really. So it's one of my favorites. So maybe Snowfalls, it's there because I said just I really like it. And well, we had like Snowfalls and Proper Jack Froster. There was two wintry songs in September, so it was strange. Yeah.
Well, in Britain, that's fine because you can get
that's fine.
Weather. Any day.
We actually did like 3 different set lists for the 3 concerts. A little bit because of the timing, and of course, like if you have like a 15-minute song, or it's in or it's out, you cannot you cannot just we do just one more song. No, because it's like 15 minutes. So so we had to decide. We like unfortunately like East Coast Racer was just on the Zoetermeer concert, but we film it, so
it still hurts.
I know. I know. Me too. Like we were saying, like we have to play East Coast Racer. Come on.
It was a great set. It was a great set.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, it's just worked very well. Like from the stage point of view for us, it was everybody was really into it, and it was great.
So now what's going on that maybe you can tell? I mean, is there new music in the works? Are you guys just waiting to see about playing some more shows? What's the current state?
We are working on new material, and where Last 11 was like the new song. Right. That was just a demo actually. It was not. It was just recorded in the COVID way, just at home, and just mixed by Rob Aubrey. That it's amazing. So it sounded like a real record, but it was just recorded at home, and so that was the first. It was actually a good thing just to drop the one single before the gigs, just to let the people know that this is a sort of a new band. It's not a new sound, but of course, well, the voice is different, so of course it's a new thing. And it's always Baby Train, because of course there is Greg there and Nick and Ricard, so of course it's Baby Train, but maybe there is some new nuances just in it. So and I
liked hearing your voice on a new song. Actually, that for me was interesting, because it was really like this sort of solidifying that, oh, okay, this is, he could sing the other ones, but that's a whole different thing. Hearing him on a new song and then saying, oh, okay, this is actually great. Like, this is really going to work. I thought that was a different step, and I'm glad you guys did that.
Yeah, it was a good choice, and the fact that in the song it's me and Nick singing, like for all the first thing, and then there is all the choirs and thing, and I'm alone just on the chorus. I think it's like, it's not just a slap in the face with, oh, this is the new singer, boom.
Yeah.
it's just
more gentle.
Yeah, it was gentle. Come down. All right. This is it was, so it was really good. Actually, I recorded that song for the auditions, like in the auditions thing. I recorded that and another song that that will, I don't know if it will be released or not, but there is another song. So we actually, now we are just sharing stuff with each other. We have like a deadline, like for Christmas, just to have a lot of stuff just there for like demos, and we are arranging now to record some stuff in May, like the second half of May, probably in Italy. That will be a good thing, just for everybody. So and then we will play in September at the Veruno Festival, that it's in Italy.
Okay.
That it's a really nice festival, and then I think after that there will be a proper tour after that. So that it's the thing that I know, we know now, but everything is really changing. So I can I don't know any more stuff. Yeah.
That's good. That's plenty, man.
Yeah, but I hope so. Yeah.
On the YouTube question, someone called Versa has asked, Alberto, you'd mentioned encountering Greg. Well, I'm not even sure you met Greg at that PFM show, but he said, had you ever encountered Nick or Ricard or any of the other members of the band?
Oh, well, I met, I didn't actually met, but I saw Nick at the Cruise to the Edge. I was there twice with PFM. And actually, it's a funny story, and maybe then I will share the photo. I don't know if you know this. I don't think I never shared the photo, but I was the Cruise to the Edge, I think 2019, and I was just with PFM, and I was just watching a show. I don't know who was playing. I can't remember, and I saw like in front of me, there was Nick DiVirgilio, Neil Morse, and Jordan Rudess taking like a selfie, like a picture. And I was there just watching them. And Nick DiVirgilio posted the photos, and I photobombed that photo. I was in the middle of them. I was in the middle. I was really small in the middle. And so when I just showed to Nick, we were laughing like, can you imagine? I was photobombing you. Now we play together.
Well, you should share that. You should share that photo online.
Oh yeah, I will. It's really fun. Yeah, I'm just like really small, like in the middle of them.
It was all meant to be.
I don't know. Yeah.
We have the English Electric Recordings account commenting.
Mr. Shilton maybe is
it's Nick.
Could be Nick. That North America shows maybe in 2024. So.
Oh yeah. He knows.
I hope so. God, I know.
We were supposed to get Big Train back in the spring of 2020. They were supposed to be on the other side of Florida for Rosfest
Yep.
in May of
Oh, yeah.
2020, but of course the shutdown, eliminated all that, and yes, when everything happened with David and the uncertainty of the future of the band and everything else, we're like, man, we were arguably less than a month away from seeing a band that we have on this side of the pond. We have just really followed and loved so much. And Nick DiVirgilio was always promising. He's like, I'm working on getting the guys over here. And finally the date happened, and then it was gone. It was a big letdown. So it's great to see 2024. Good things to look forward to.
Oh yeah. Can't wait to be there.
Look, this is a band I only discovered about 10 years ago, just about the time we started the channel, and has been, in that 10 years, absolutely one of my favorite bands, and a band I just love so much, everything. And so anything that you guys do and keep it going, we're there for it, And
Oh yeah, thank you. Yeah.
Very, very happy to have you on board and see what
Alberto,
happens.
what one more question for you. Obviously, talking about that kind of time schedule is, I mean, lots of prog musicians, if you're a Neil Morse or a Mike Portnoy or a Nick DiVirgilio, you're involved in about 8 different things. What do you have any other musical kind of things that you're involved in, or at the moment is it all about Big Train?
Well, I'm with Baby Train like sort of 90% of my time for now. I have a lot of material for like a solo album that it's years that I just accumulate like a lot of stuff. So
Right.
yes, that and yeah, I always like I'm playing some stuff and wrote some stuff with Marcos Fogli, the guitar player of PFM.
Okay, yeah,
that is like one of my best friends. So we shared a lot of stuff, and that's it. But I won't really be focused on Big Train now. I really want to work on the new stuff and be prepared for the new tour and stuff. So yeah,
Makes sense.
great.
Yeah.
Let's talk a little bit about what's kind of going on currently. So just real quick, we just put out a new interview that I did with Devin Townsend. He has a new album coming out called Lightwork, which the first single is Moon People, out now. Everything it does is great. It's always different. It's always interesting. It's always worth at least giving it a shot. One album you might not be into, the next one you might. So, he's a really unique artist. The interview I thought was really insightful, and he was really interesting to talk to. He always is. So you can check that out. Also, I posted audio versions of the interviews I did with 6x6, which is that new band, which is great, with Robert Barry, Ian Crichton, and Simon Glockler, and with King's X. So those are out there now too. And video versions of those were cut up and put on the band's socials and things. So you could watch those or check out that. Not too much really. A bunch of new albums came out. Not a lot in terms of news, really. Today's the 20th anniversary of Porcupine Tree's In Absentia album. I had the fortune of seeing the reunion tour in New York at Radio City Music Hall last Friday. It was one of the best experiences ever for me. It was awesome. And that venue is absolutely unlike any other place to see a show. It's not humongous, but it is large. It's a really nice place, and you can see from everywhere, and the sound and the ceiling, the whole thing. It's just so great. But they were awesome.
You'd seen Porcupine Tree back, in their last tour, or maybe the one before that.
I saw the Incident tour. Yeah.
I saw the In Absentia tour.
Yeah, I saw that.
I saw them.
That was my first tour seeing them.
Yeah.
How did it compare? How did kind of old Porcupine Tree compare to new Porcupine Tree, or was it just kind of?
I think everything around the incident maybe just sort of paled in comparison to what happened before and also now. It's odd. I know I went to the concert in, I don't know, what was it, 2010, I guess. I don't have a lot of memories of it, to be honest. You know, and not to say I'm sure it wasn't bad in any way, but it was not anything that stuck in your brain and you went, that's memorable. You know, they're always good. Like that's not the, you know what I mean? But I remember the first time I saw them with 100 people at a club. Every minute of that I remember.
Oh yeah, me too. Me too. Yeah.
You know, more than the incident tour. But this show was great. This was really, it was cool to see them there. I know they played there in the last tour, which I didn't see, but for me, it took me right back to seeing them for the first time. And I mean, it's a band that from when I discovered them 20 years ago, I mean, I go hardcore when I discover a band, and for a good year or two or three, I was all in on Porcupine Tree, like 150%. Like that's all I was listening to. It was so part of my life, you know. So then when they came out, and you're at this venue, and it's big, and the screen is big, and the whole thing, and they start Blackest Eye, I just got chills. It was just like, this is cool, you know. I was really happy. Yeah, it was great. It was fun.
Excellent.
But are you gonna get to go see them, Jeff? You thinking about doing it?
Yeah, I mean, there's only one. Well, the only UK shows in London, and it's pretty much sold out. So if anybody out there has a
yeah, in Italy too, it's sold out. Maybe it's in Vienna. Maybe it's there. There was some. So I was thinking about to go there, maybe to see them. Yeah.
I think no, it was one of those ones that I think when it came out, it was so far in the future that you kind of went, "Oh, that's like, you know, a long time away." And
was not.
Yeah, and it's happening. So we'll see.
What do you guys think about that album turning 20? I mean, to me, that's my favorite album of theirs, and I think it's one of the most significant albums to come out in the last, 20 years. And I think it still really holds up. I mean, at the time, I hadn't heard a band make a record like that. It was to me the freshest thing I had heard since maybe Images and Words. It was like
which
really,
album? Which album?
In Absentia.
In Absentia. All right. Oh yeah.
It came out at a time when I was really into Dream Theater. I was really into a lot of the heavy stuff. So when that came out, that was a kind of a nice mix. It was something that was heavy, but it had an entirely different mood. I love the sound, the drumming. You're learning about musicians at the time that I had never heard of before. And then I learned that there was a connection between Steve Wilson and Opeth, and that's kind of what got me hooked on them. So it was a great album. And as a guitarist, they were drop D tuning, which was something that was very unusual, and you thought that drop D tuning would have a certain sound, and they broke down that barrier.
Oh yeah.
Drop D tuning was very technical with them, but not in a virtuosic way. It was in a very good songwriting way, whether it was something like Sound of Music or if it was something really heavy, they made it work very well.
I love heavy music with harmonized vocals. And when you can do that well, that's how you get it. So when they were doing songs like Prodigal on that album, which has very much a Pink Floyd kind of thing to it, I was like, man, this is amazing. It was like so cool. And actually that the show I saw for that tour at that club was the first time they had premiered Futile live. They had never played that before live. And that's like the heaviest song they had at the time by a mile. And to watch Gavin Harrison, who I'd never heard of him. I'd never seen him play. That was the main thing I left that show going, holy shit, who's that drummer? My goodness. He's incredible.
And it was in terms of I sort of followed the band from Signify sort of time onward. And I think there's on like the deluxe in Absentia thing, there's like a pretty long documentary about them making it, and I think in it, sort of Stephen Wilson says that Vic referred to, he'd hooked up with Opeth and was kind of exploring that heavier side of things, but then he also had Blackfield happening, which sort of became then his vehicle for his sort of poppier side,
poppy thing,
which then kind of left the opportunity for Porcupine Tree to be a bit different than it had been on, Lightbulb Sun and those albums that had gone before it. But I mean, I actually just whenever I joined slightly late because I'd actually put on in Absentia and had listened to it right through to the end, and I'd sort of got a bit lost in it, and then realized I was late for this. But I mean, it's an incredible, playing it through my big speakers and my proper stuff. It just sounds absolutely amazing, and the dynamic range of the very heavy stuff and the very mellow stuff, and I guess, similar to Big Train, it's that whole, there's no even one song that's the same from start to finish. The dynamics are fantastic.
I was really into heavy stuff in that period, so I knew Opeth and all I was into death metal and black metal. I really enjoy that things, and so I have really wild.
Are you gonna bring
listening?
Are you gonna bring some growl vocals to Big Train?
Oh no! I cannot do. No, I can't do it. No. But I'm really into that kind of stuff. I really enjoy it. So. I was listening to Opeth, and I think the transition that they did within Absentia, so from like Little Sun or that albums, it was really a different things in that period, like in that time at that time. It was really shocking. So yeah, it was great. Yeah.
So a bunch of new albums have come out recently. Let's see. Just yesterday, Jim Matheos from Fates Warning has a new band with Steve Overland, singer for FM, and then Simon Phillips plays drums on it, and Joey Vera. The band is called Kings of Mercia. It's a self-titled record. Good, more straightforward hard rock, not proggy, but metal with really good melodic choruses and stuff. Steve is a really good, like, powerful, like Paul Rodgers type singer. If you're into that, it's worth checking out. And Jim is always good for some riffs on a record, so he's the riff master. Virgil and Steve Howe. So this is the second album from Steve Howe that putting together the material that he had with his son who passed away. The album's called Lunar Mist. Jeff, you reviewed it. I mean, what do you want to say about that record and listening to it a little bit?
Yeah, I guess it's the antithesis of the Opeth world of music. But the first album was him and his son collaborating. His son's a keyboard player, multi-instrumentalist. Obviously, this time, his son having passed away, Steve kind of combed through some of the music that his son had made that hadn't been released and added his thing to it. And it's a very beautiful, very mellow album. It's completely instrumental, which I always find very hard to review because there's only, I think, sometimes so much you can say about an instrumental music. At least I find it hard to kind of write about that. But it's got Steve Howe playing every sort of stringed instrument over the course of 10 or 12 tracks. And I think, I guess for most people, if you like Steve Howe and enjoy what he does, it's full of really great stuff.
Yeah, it's a real soft record, but the melodies on some of those singles that he's put out, they're memorable. They're nice to put on, and so it's nice, and the sentiment behind the record's beautiful, so it's worth checking out. Do you know the Banco guys, Alberto?
Who?
Banco. I hate pronouncing the name.
Banco.
Yes, the Banco. Yes.
Banco. Sorry, it's
Banco.
my English. I didn't want to even say more of the name because I'm gonna.
Yeah. Of course. Yeah. I heard the new stuff. Yeah, it's great. Yeah.
Yeah. That single, man, that gets stuck in your head.
Oh yeah, actually, I play before them. Well, in I don't know 2008, so with my band that was called Synesthesia or Synesthesia, as you want, and we just opened for them in Rome. It was really good. Yeah, it was really cool. Yeah.
So they're celebrating their 50 years, and they put out their new album yesterday as well, called Orlando something. Also really cool stuff. You like that kind of Italian classic prog, they're legends, so you check that out. Steve Hackett has another live album, The Seconds Out Live, which is awesome with the Blu-ray. I don't know. He puts one out every year, and they're always good.
Yes.
Half the songs are always the same, and it's like, so what?
He's always he's always on tour.
He's always touring, and
yeah,
they sell so well, those live records. It's crazy.
Oh yeah,
people love them. But they're great. Yeah. They're great, and it's the best band. They're just awesome.
Yeah.
I keep telling everybody, if you still are holding out because it's not Genesis with Peter Gabriel, you're missing out, because it's as good a reliving of Genesis music as you're ever gonna get ever. You have to check it out.
Well, the band is great. Nat is singing great. So
yeah, Nat is awesome.
Yeah.
The new King's X album came out a few weeks ago. 3 Sides of One, which is great. 6x6 we talked about. That's a great album. A really good rock record with a little bit of prog. Ian's guitar playing is awesome on that. I've been listening still to the new Lonely Robot a lot, A Model Life with Mitchell's album, which I love. And,
we met him at the
show too, right?
At the Zoetermeer. In Holland. Yeah. It was really cool. Yeah, we had a chat. Yeah, it was cool.
Great. He's great.
Oh yeah.
Another band I just reviewed yesterday and put out is a band called the Mommy Heads. Very bizarre name, but it's in that style of sort of like that outer world proggy thing that we review sometimes, bands like Jellyfish and Licorice Quartet and ELO, or that kind of stuff, where it's melodic pop rock and it's just weird enough that prog heads like it, like myself. Portnoy always goes on about these bands, and he loves this new album by the Mommy Heads too, called Genius Killer. That's it. If you like the stuff from Licorice Quartet that we posted about that's been coming out the past few years, Jellyfish, the Greys, they get a lot of comparisons to XTC. If you like that kind of stuff, it's cool. It's really good, interesting, kind of alternative pop prog kind of stuff, which I like a lot too. So something a little bit different. Anything you guys want to talk about that you guys are listening to? Vic, what are you into lately?
Gosh, I must confess, prog wise, been listening to, I'm kind of still stuck on my Fates Warning, also Queensryche. Been digesting a lot of that stuff.
That's coming out in a couple of weeks, a new Queensryche record, and you're reviewing that, which is why you're mentioning it. But that's a great album. Everybody's going to really dig that. That's really good.
It's there specifically when it comes to Queensryche. That's one of those things where they have locked in their sound and still able to sound fresh and new and exciting. Can't wait to see them live because they also deliver just as they do on an album there. I've been like non-prog lately. I've been on a kick with Corey Wong. He is on Fearless Flyers and Volpec and just that whole thing. I'm sort of in an instrumental funk. Also, listening to I was listening to Haken's new song, which then took me back to Nova Collective. So been listening to a lot of fusion stuff. So not really with the newer stuff outside of Queensryche, because I've been focusing on that, but I've been sort of regressing a little bit on stuff from the past, but it's all good. And like I said, the Corey Wong stuff is not prog, it's nowhere, but it's just, it's great musicianship. And the joy in which they engage in music is just contagious. And so, it's fun to keep up with that stuff.
Yeah.
Have you heard the Mars Volta new album?
I struggle with that band a little bit.
It's really different. It's really different.
I
the
did
new
listen
one.
to it a little bit, and it's definitely something that requires more listens. It's not a band I was
Yeah.
ever able to get into, to be honest.
All right, I was into it like from at the drive-in thing. That was like the more like hardcore punky hardcore stuff, and they are sort of progressive rock, actually.
Oh no, they definitely get labeled with that for sure.
With progressive, yeah, they were always outside maybe the progressive circle. They were maybe more, I don't know, maybe more radio.
I don't know that they had a hit ever, actually. But
no, but I don't know. They were not into the progressive world, really.
Yeah. No, they very much do their own thing, but it's it's different enough so it gets that kind of label, which it fits. I think.
Yeah, the new one, it's really more poppy sounding. The production is amazing, and the sounds, and
I got to give it another listen.
Yeah, you have to check it out. Yeah, it's really it's not an album like for like the first listening. It's you have to just to digest it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Is it a self-titled album?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
What about you, Jeff?
Well, I can talk through it. Actually, part of the pattern of that weekend, because obviously, in the run-up to the big train shows, I'd also reviewed and been listening to Dim Grey.
Great
and
album.
the Firmament album, which has become my hey, you must listen to this type thing with pretty much everyone I know. I think it's an album that a whole lot of people who like music, not necessarily progressive music, I know friends of mine who I've let hear it have really enjoyed it, and of course then got to see them supporting Big Train and Oscar in the band. And then the next day after that, thanks to Kyle Fagala, one of our contributors, I ended up going to the Taylor Hawkins tribute show in London.
Oh yeah, tell us about that. Actually, we didn't ask you about that on here.
Oh, wow. Here comes Dan.
Yeah. Is he on?
Daniel Sideways.
Hey
guys.
Hey.
Yeah, can you fix your screen?
Let me try.
There you go.
Better? Okay.
Yay.
Hey, hello. And Frantic Dav just joined while you came on at the very same time.
Oh, nice. So we're not the same person.
I don't know. Maybe you are.
But yeah,
he's asking, have we checked out the Banco album? Yes, we just talked about it.
We just talked about it.
Yeah, it's a very good.
So yeah, I mean that was an incredible show. I mean, I wouldn't call myself a big Foo Fighters fan, but they're a band. When you hear those songs in a stadium, it's easy to see why they're so popular. But the brilliant thing about that show was that, I mean, it was 6 hours long. It started at 4:30 p.m. and it ended at 10:30 p.m. But except towards the end, really, nobody kind of did more than 2 or 3 songs in a row.
Oh.
So it was like bang, and it was like it was like kind of playing both sides of a single, and then it's a different thing. And I mean, I was my bucket list just reduced on that day. I mean, I've seen Rush before, but seeing Rush, and again, I suppose you think of that context that what are they going to play if they've 2 or 3 songs? It's probably going to be Spirit of Radio or Tom Sawyer, and they came out and played 2112, Working Man, and YYZ. That's an in joke for us, YYZ. The really funny thing I said about it was we were up in the seated area, and you could sort of tell certain people who took their bathroom break at particular times, and when some of the younger artists came on, some of us older guys took our bathroom break, and then when Rush came on, some of the younger guys took their bathroom break. But and then if you've seen the AC/DC, Queen, Joe Walsh, James Gang. I love the James Gang's music, and to see them playing was just, again, I hadn't even noticed that they were on the list of people who were playing. So it was really,
that was a wild one to see there, actually.
And so it all had the prog element, and Dave Grohl, was probably on stage 80% of the time. He's in bass, then he's in guitar, then he's playing drums, just all over it. It was a fantastic show. Other things I've been listening to, and I have, so the Steve Howe album, the Dim Grey album we've talked about, the older stuff, the Pink Floyd Animals reissue.
Oh, the remix.
I have to get that. I hear it's amazing.
Really, I'm a fan of 5.1, and last weekend the house was empty for a while, and I got a chance to blast it through the 5.1, and hearing, actually, there's a load of like Hammond organ stuff that you just can't hear in the original mix, and really lots of really fine details. It's really, really worth checking out. And then the other one, they happen to be sitting here on my desk, actually. Holidays in Eden, one of my favorite Marillion albums.
Oh,
and they've done a deluxe on it with a brilliant live show, and again a surround mix in it, and the booklet and all the stuff.
Oh yeah, it's Steven Wilson's mix. No,
it's not. No, it's
right.
I can't remember the guy's name who does. They've a couple of people who've done the last 2 or 3.
Oh, okay.
It's really good.
Oh yeah.
I've always liked that album, and it was kind of probably a bit of a flatter, less aggressive sounding album originally, and they've kind of, in terms of how they've kind of tweaked it, it's just got a lot more punch maybe than it had. It was produced by Chris Neal, who was the guy who did Mike and the Mechanics. So I think kind of the sort of the remix has maybe kind of taken some of the slightly poppier kind of, I don't know what you would call it, sound off it. The songs are all the same, but they sound great. That's what I've been listening to.
It's busy. Dan, you look like you're falling asleep, buddy. You doing all right?
I'm doing all right. I'm kind of sick, but it's,
what are you let's get you in here a little bit. What are you listening to lately? What's exciting?
Dude, recently I've been on a real Beardfish mood. And I've been re-listening their Dash in Solitaire album, which has always been one of my favorites. And I kind of forgot about it for a while, but I've revisited it, and it's so good. And I've tried learning some of it as well, and I had some free time on the piano. And some good stuff, man. Like there's one song called Until You Comply. It's like 15 minutes long. It's a great track. So I've been listening to that, some of their older albums as well. Also Porcupine Tree, because I didn't go to the concert, and I wish I could have, and I'm not going to any of them. So I've been kind of dying in jealousy, So that's how I've been coping, to listening to some of my favorite songs.
Yeah.
Kind of like, I mean, this has been the past like 1 or 2 weeks. We haven't chatted in a while, and I can't access my memory beyond that. But that's what's been happening recently.
Let's see. We got coming up in a month. We're seeing the Petrucci concert with Portnoy and Dave LaRue. So that's the next show we're seeing in a few weeks from now. I'm very excited about that. And actually, I think I might be seeing Yes also in a couple of weeks over here. So
cool.
Doing the 50th anniversary of Close to the Edge. So shows are coming back, man. Getting to see some good stuff.
What have you been listening? What do you, Alberto, as someone whose life is music? Are you someone who listens to something completely different, or doesn't listen to music when you're not working on it, or you're still a fan?
I listen like all day long. I really listen to everything. I don't know. I'm really into from the really heavy stuff. Well, actually, it's a long time, and I'm not really listening like in a daily basis. that. But also I'm into like electronic music, and I don't know. I have I can remember now what I was listening to. Well, now there was like the Revolver remix, right? The Beatles.
Is that out yet?
I think so. Yeah.
I think some of the tracks are out.
I haven't heard it yet.
Some of the tracks are out, I think. I don't think.
Or maybe some of the tracks. I can remember. Yeah. But, I don't know if yeah. So that I really enjoyed the Abbey Road remix. Actually, it was. I'm a huge Beatles fan, so just listening to that and as you said for the Pink Floyd thing, you can hear things that wasn't there, or it was there but really low in the mix, and it's not a different mix, it's just more clear, maybe more. It's that was great. But yeah, I'm listening to, I don't know, there is a pop artist called Anna of the North. I don't know if you ever heard. That I really enjoy. She's really, really good. It's like sort of an electropop thing. But then talking with Ricard and with Dave Foster, now I'm really into Frank Zappa, just because they are crazy. They are really crazy about Frank Zappa.
Really?
And and they know like all the lyrics of all the songs. I was really impressed because there's a lot of songs.
Yeah.
So I like Frank Zappa, but how it's so different. So I really never dig into it. So I just ask them, just put down a playlist that I can listen to, and just to know all the stuff. And I'm really enjoying it. Really enjoying it.
He's an artist who it's impossible to kind of start with because he's got like a million albums.
Yeah,
that's why I never got into all of it, because
I think
where do
we
you
talked
begin?
about this before. There's the same thing for me. I've always been interested to check him out and some of his stuff, but I just never had the time or enough investment to do it. So please share your playlist.
Well, I can share the playlist. Yeah. Well, it's like the Grateful Dead. But it's another band that you have no idea where to start.
Yeah.
If you want to dig into it, it's really strange because there is live that it's like infinite. So the albums are really, really different one each other. So it's that kind of bands that are really difficult to focus on just one album or so yeah. But I'm really into it.
I think, you know what, I think maybe we'll wrap it up here. This was a lot of fun having you on, man, and good to get the group back on this a little bit. Dan, good to have you join us at the end, and we'll try and do this a little bit more often, just sort of randomly, and see how we can do it. Coming up, I think this week there'll be a new interview with John Petrucci, which I was able to do, and there's going to be another one coming up with Mike Wilton of Queensryche, as we talked about, as soon as well. So stick around for those. And I guess we need to let everybody know about our TikTok channel now, which is like, we've hopped on the TikTok train. So
that's a thing, dude.
It's a thing. You didn't know about
the Prog Report, right?
TikTok channel? I didn't tell you about that.
I thought you were joking.
No, it's real. It's real.
He may be old, really cool, but he keeps up.
The youngest here. I never downloaded TikTok in my life. I'm not ashamed or anything. It's cool. TikTok's cool. I just never got into it. But it's very funny that you were the first one.
That is funny.
There's people dancing in 5/8.
I will, yeah. Like I will not be dancing on our TikTok channel. That will never happen.
Just fast forward 6 months and Roy's like,
oh yeah, just all time
pointing at random things like. No, you know what? We've been doing these like on our YouTube channel and stuff, cutting up some interview clips, and putting little snippets out like that. So it's just another place
That is
to
cool.
put those there. So that's what that's for. And you know, but we'll see. It's a lot, man. There's like 18 social media channels. I got to post every stupid thing on. It's ridiculous. So anyway, this was fun, guys. Thanks for joining.
Yep,
and
thanks.
Thank
we'll
you,
talk to
guys.
you guys again soon. All right.
Nice meeting you, Alberto.
Don't
Nice
hang up
meeting you
just
too.
yet. Let me end the stream and then
Yeah.
we can say officially goodbye soon.
Bye,
All
stream.
right.
All right. Okay, I think